And go.
It does come out quick, man. It shocked me.
Even after I warned you.
Yeah. I was like, that first sip?
So, just that short time, 2/3 of a beer gone because of the single punch stop.
Easily.
Just because of the single punch.
It's two drinks. It's
Rick,
2 drinks and it's
Rick,
gone.
It tastes so good, especially with those
Once it hits your lips.
He doesn't want to have a beer, everyone. He needs to have one.
Alright, I'll have one.
Exactly.
Fine. Oh, I almost finished it.
Go, finish it. It comes out fast.
You're done. Looking great.
Welcome to Some Shit We Like, episode number 147. Today we are in Studio B. Right, guys?
Studio B for bitches, or as my son likes to say, butt cheeks. Studio butt cheeks. Oh man. So Rick, Bryce, and I were up until 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, Bryce took off a little early because he was mad I didn't want to drive him around.
No.
And then Rick and I were up until 3:30 in the morning, almost 4 probably, playing fucking Borderlands 2.
Yes, I am behind on that.
That's this new game that just came out.
Yeah, it's fucking last gen as shit. No fucking boost jumps, no butt stomps. Ugh, god damn.
I'm living in the past.
Sorry, I was butt stomping the shit out of you last night though. Just anyway.
Trying.
I got you, and then you were trying to move.
Is that an actual move?
in the pre-sequel? Yeah.
Butt stomp?
Yeah.
Wait, you just land on them with their ass?
Yeah, you land on the ground with
That's
your ass.
funny.
You ever play Mario Brothers, asshole?
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's a butt stomp, bitch. God.
This is fucking intense right there.
Like, how does he not know what a butt stomp is?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Alright, anyway.
I never called it that.
That's all I ever knew it as.
What else would you call it?
I don't know.
Oh, we jump on their head. No, son, butt stomp. Alright, enough breaking Rick's balls. 146, you said?
147.
Oh, 147? I thought it was 146.
147.
Okay. Talk on the side of the mouth some more. That kid had a family, for Christ's sake. Alright. Alright, I have a very little sleep, and I'm fucking on a good one right now.
And I am unprepared.
Yeah. You don't have nothing? I don't either.
I know I saw something about something, which doesn't help at all.
Nope, not at all, sir.
I remember it before I hit record.
Ooh,
I don't remember it.
Oh, you know what I
saw it.
We did both see it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, what?
Citizenfour.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
That's
that,
not what
actually.
you're thinking of?
No. I'm thinking about news that
that
came
I
out.
think
But
about movie.
This will be all over the place episode. Like,
literally-
If we can get out of the fucking...
format literally thrown out the window.
Yeah.
There's no paper I can grab and crumple up. Fuck. But yeah, so Citizenfour.
Do we want to talk about that first?
You should.
Sure, maybe it'll help me remember.
What is that?
Citizenfour is a documentary about the Edward Snowden guy.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And if you follow news, you know Edward Snowden was the one who leaked all these government informations about the NSA basically spying on you.
Yeah.
Informations.
I know.
Informations, yes.
Is that spelled INFORMATIOSHU?
It's my homage to
Yes.
information.
Informations.
Informations,
That was a
man.
weak high five, dude.
I know.
God damn
Can we
it.
fix it? No, we can't.
No, we can't. We
gotta find another.
No, we just gotta let the internet just fucking tear us apart for that weak fucking high five.
They're gonna call us pussies though.
It's okay. We deserve it because we fucked up a high five.
We're sitting like inches from each other. It's kind of pathetic.
Yeah,
it
well,
wasn't
it's-
over a table
No,
or anything.
no, it was-
We were like literally right next to each
Hey,
other.
just think about it like this.
We're touching bows right now.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny is like both of us knew as soon as our hands started going, it was gonna suck because neither one of us wanted to look at each other. We went hands up and we started going, and then we both looked away like, oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck.
I'm embarrassed.
So Citizenfour, is it? They talk to him or
They actually talked to him. He reaches out to a reporter from, I believe it was The Guardian, and it's him and the director of the movie, and they have to go through all these steps to meet up with him.
Yeah, let's make something clear. Like, we're literally watching this unfold. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't after the fact. This is as it's
This is
happening.
during.
Oh, cool.
He got filmed while it happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so this isn't like, oh, so walk us through your experience. No. This is we got to see what it was like before it actually it hit the news. But before he leaked it, the first few stories came out, and so we got to watch this how it went from an anonymous source.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Like that's almost like forward thinking. Like, look, I'm gonna get fucked up over this shit, so let's film it and make sure we have. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, he planned to come out about it, that who he was, because he released the information first, so people can focus on the information rather than the person behind it. Because he knows once you have a person behind it, they're going to focus on him and not the not the info. So, yeah, I really liked it. It was really, I want to say, eye-opening as to the fact that he kind of
here we go. He's getting all squirmy already. He's already getting all squirmy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna get on.
I noticed.
Privacy shit.
No.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah.
No.
I noticed that about Bryce too. Like when we go to the movies, sometimes he's always just like,
yeah, he's fucking perched. He's ready for action.
Yeah. And then he
well, I don't do this at the movies, but I'll put my legs up and I'll sit on a foot.
Yeah.
I'm weird. I like. I kind of sit like a girl.
He's ready for action.
Like you don't see guys sit like this.
Like a bird, like
I like it though.
I sit with the one leg under me, like when I sit on the couch.
Sometimes I feel like I sit like a chick on a couch, but I get both feet up on a chair at the. No, the boot doesn't fit.
I mean,
I get both feet up on the chair at the movies.
Yeah, you cross your legs, or do you sit on your feet? What do you do?
Sit on my feet. Sometimes I do Indian style.
Yeah, I'll do that.
One knee up.
I put one under. I do the underneath figure 4 deal.
Yeah. I don't know, I like it.
Okay.
I feel like it keeps me limber. It keeps me limber. Don't be jealous.
Keeps you limber when you scissor.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Documentary.
Oh yes.
See, if you wouldn't have moved, I wouldn't have went on that rant. All right, go ahead.
It's gonna happen again.
I know. It always happens.
Yeah, it was a really good documentary. I enjoyed it a lot. I would probably like to see it again. I'm actually reading the book now from the person he reached out to.
Oh, okay.
I forget his name, Glenn.
So is it like a journal kind of book?
Yeah, he basically wrote everything down. Like the movie is basically almost like the book version. Because the book is the experience of what he had to go through, the encryptions and like everything to use, like how he was able to look at the information. He had to use what they call an air-gapped PC, which is not connected to the internet. So, that's the only way you can see the documents.
That's crazy. That's a very interesting story, man. And I think it's sad that all that people take away from this situation is like, oh, what an asshole this guy is for posting all this stuff. How about like all the shitty, shady shit that our government is up to that this guy's trying to put out there, but all they can think about is, oh man, this guy's an asshole. Like, no, he's whatever. I mean, this is semi-political and people might be on opposite sides of the fence on this thing, but I don't know. Anything to better my country and better my government, I'm all for, even if it is something as shady as leaking these kinds of things,
Yeah.
But at that point, like you said, is that really shady? Who's being shady there? Is it Snowden or is it the government?
It's both.
Maybe he's not being shady anymore.
It's both.
He's trying to put it out there, though. I don't know if I consider that shady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he like you just said, he's actually kind of the good guy in the situation in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing something he shouldn't be doing, but he's also letting people know something that we probably have a right to know.
Yeah. I agree. I'm also one of those weird people that feels like we shouldn't know everything.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'm not saying I have to know everything, but I don't know. It's a very interesting documentary, though. I liked it. I don't need to see it again.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see that for sure.
I'd definitely like to see it again.
Really? Oh, it's like this.
Because I'm reading the book.
Yeah. Oh, there's very few documentaries that I want to see again.
Like you know what happened.
Like there's one that I like to watch at least once a year, just because it's fucking inspirational. That's Murderball. Like that is, if you've never seen that, go out of your way to watch that. It's fucking insane.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't.
You haven't seen it? It's about the United States paraplegic rugby team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's 12 dudes in wheelchairs fucking playing rugby harder than dudes that can walk on 2 feet. It's some inspirational shit, man. Yeah, there's one scene in particular that gets me and Bryce every time. And it's they're going to visit like a hospital where there's a lot of people that are paralyzed from the waist down or from the chest down and stuff like that. And they play an exhibition game. And then one of the guys that's there, he's a younger kid, probably like 17 or 18, around there, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that young, but younger.
Yeah.
And he's kind of newly paralyzed and kind of coping with it. And he sees these dudes out there fucking wrecking each other playing rugby like it's nothing. And then so they let him sit in one of the chairs. And he's just like sitting there and he's like wheeling it back and forth, just bumping into another chair. And it's just like this little tiny like, nope, boom. Mm-hmm. But he's getting so much like empowerment out of it. And if that doesn't reach you like at the bottom of your heart and like make you want to do something awesome, you have no soul. It's fucking awesome, man. You should check that out. It's called Murderball.
Is it on Netflix?
It used to be, but I don't think it is.
It is anymore.
I'll check around.
Yeah, I saw it on Netflix through the disc based system when I first got
back in
Netflix.
the day.
Yeah, it's an old thing. It's like 2008, I think, 2009.
I think I might have caught it on movie channels.
Yeah, but yeah, look it up, man. It's worth watching. It's worth seeking out.
I think I remember you mentioning it before.
Another one that I've watched a couple times that I talked about earlier this year is The Battered Bastards of Baseball. That documentary is fucking
I watched
amazing.
it. I don't think I told you I did
so
watch that.
good, right?
Yeah, I like
God,
that a lot.
if you're a baseball fan at all,
Yeah, it's good
even
stuff.
if you're not, if you're just a fucking Kurt Russell fan, watch this goddamn documentary. It's great. It's fucking great.
I watched that a while, like August. Like I just
right after it came
I
out.
watched it, yeah.
Really good stuff.
I watched it after you told me.
So yeah, there's very few documentaries that I want to watch, like over and over again.
I recommend.
So why is this one that you'd want to watch over and over again?
I'm not over and over.
Well, you know what I mean, but watch again.
View.
Like the reason I like Murderball is, like I said, it's very inspirational. And if you ever feeling down about your situation or yourself or your life, and you want to feel like a real piece of shit for doing nothing, and make you want to get up and do something, then you watch Murderball. I'm a baseball fan. I am a baseball lover. I love baseball, so I watch those types of documentaries because I like watching intricacies of a sport that I really enjoy watching. So, What about this? Just to watch it again, just make sure you didn't miss anything, or
that, and because like I said, I'm reading the book.
Okay,
listening to the book.
Yeah, is his story that interesting? Is it like
I find it interesting because he did a TED talk. I think it was last year, and that was pretty interesting as well. That was also like one of the first times he talked in public through a ton of encryption. So like his video wasn't that great, but like they put it on some kind of tablet or something. But they put it on a like a Segway type deal, so he could actually control
Move
it
around.
and walk around the stage.
That's
which was kind of funny.
That's dumb. That's fucking dumb. That's the right kind of dumb, though. You know what I mean? That's right. That's the right kind of dumb.
But yeah, that was a good TED talk. I don't know, like his whole story when he exposed this, I just thought it was interesting because he's young. I mean, he's about our age, so
Younger.
He was
like 27,
I think, when they recorded. Okay. Yeah.
Well, we might have been, I guess, at the time. How many years ago? Yeah, at the time we
probably like that came out 2 years ago.
Okay, not quite.
I guess I'm the old guy over here.
Yeah.
You youngins and your internets.
I know.
Your encryptions. I don't even know what the fuck that means. What the hell's a podcast?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd watch it. I wouldn't refuse to watch it again,
Right.
but I'm not like, I gotta go see it again.
Okay.
It's good. It's interesting. I mean, if anything, it just...
I was just.
I went on a whole privacy rant afterwards.
I was wondering, I think I even told Bryce this after we left. Like, so does this make you want to get a tinfoil hat now even more?
So I'm not like that. For me, it's just, again, not a knock, but for me, it just makes me feel good. I like that I have how I control how I'm on the internet. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I'm not on any of that stuff. Yeah. That's just me, though. That's just how I am. That's how, through circumstances for me, how I grew up.
Right.
That's just how I am. And so I feel better about, I'm just not the type of person that wants to have all my pictures out there for people to see, for the government to see, or whatever the fuck you want to say. I just don't like having that all out there. I want to put stuff out there because I put it out there, which people who are on there do. But I mean more in a more controlled way, in the sense of like, I put it out there because I gave it to you personally, or I showed it to you personally. I don't have it on there so Bob from Kentucky can type up my name and see me,
And like, so there is and I know it's like beating a dead horse, but there are privacy settings.
Yeah, but see, then if you watch this, though, it doesn't matter. It won't matter. It doesn't matter. And here's the thing. Here's me.
Okay, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter to the people who are going to seek out information. But 90% of the public, the general public. Oh god, that was on.
That was on there.
Jeez.
90 to 95% of the general public is not going to seek something out. You know what I'm saying? Like
the public might not seek it out,
but it's still there.
As well.
Like here's what I'll say. And coming from me, someone who has really like not worked against having stuff out there, but someone who doesn't have any sort of social media, no Twitter, no Facebook, no anything. So I've Googled my name every now and then, and I showed up on one of these sites that like looks up people.
Oh, that's right. You're telling me.
I've told you
that,
this, and it's like for someone like me who isn't even trying to put shit out there,
right?
My fucking address down to the apartment number was on this website, and I was like, well, fuck that, and I got it removed.
Right.
But it's like that creeps me out a little bit. It's like, well, that's fucked.
Yeah.
And so I just don't. That's just. If people want to know me, they can know me. They've got my number.
I was just saying, like, the way I figure it, though, is like, I mean, like you said, you don't put anything out there, and that shit's still there because of getting it through credit cards or other ways, or like you said, the situation in which you grew up in. Like, of course, that is going to end up making things kind of public record. So it's one of those things, man, where it's like it's going to be there, and
I just don't need to add to it. I have no interest or desire.
The way I have like my Facebook thing set up is it's friends and family, and just recently I changed it to friends of friends because I've been trying to consciously reconnect with a lot of people that I knew from wrestling that I don't see anymore, and people that I may not necessarily be friends with, and so it's one of those things.
What he's trying to say when he's being serious is that we don't satisfy his needs anymore.
Right. So it's one of those things where if it's gonna be out there, I'm glad I get to control what I put out there. So you feel like you have more of a sense of control by not putting anything out there, which I completely understand, or having anything like that. I feel like I have more control because I am the one who is the asshole. I am the one who puts it out there. You know what I mean?
But see, I make fun of Rick sometimes for being paranoid, but like I'm so paranoid that for me it's just the fact that I know that it's there, that someone could hop on a computer, no matter what kind of privacy shit I put on it, and it's there. I mean, I'm even the type that I have a receipt in my pocket, and I'll deliberately throw it away at home. Mm-hmm. I don't want to throw it away in a public trash can. I don't know why. It makes me feel better.
It all ends up the same place.
I know, but it makes me feel better.
Right.
It's in my own trash bag that I put. I have control of what I did with that trash bag. Right. And I guess I feel like there's less odds that someone's going to take my trash bag that I tied up and threw down the trash chute than I don't know what's going to happen after I rip it up and put it in a public trash can.
Right.
That's just me. It's my own thing.
It's a little bit of almost like an OCD kind of thing. It just makes you more comfortable. That just makes you. And I'm not saying you have OCD, but it's that type of a thing.
I definitely have OCD with a lot of stuff.
So, do you think after watching this, it made you more aware at all, or
no? I was already aware. That movie didn't surprise me at all. I told you after watching it what my family went through and seeing what that guy was going through and some of the stuff. Like, we did that, man. A lot of that stuff. And I told you when they were trying to talk in code or not say things. What?
I'm just pointing to the mic. Remember?
Yeah,
it's going out.
Well, I'm just saying. When they were trying to talk in code and not say certain things, and so they would talk to a point and start writing stuff. And I told you afterwards, they showed this guy and he's ripping up the pieces of paper. And I said, I'm like, I hope he's gonna burn those too.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna do shit.
Nope.
Because it's not that. That's my thought process. Because that's just what I experienced.
Yeah. It got to the point when they were also talking in the room too. Or the hotel, because they were in a really nice hotel too.
Yeah.
In Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong, yeah.
He got the fuck. He
had to.
Like this was his last.
This was
day of freedom,
this was before. Anything. Like before. This is where he met the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he got to the point where he rolled up towels and put it underneath the door of the hotel. He unplugged the voice over IP phone. Mm-hmm. And he told everyone. I don't know if they mentioned this I don't remember on the movie, but I know they mentioned it in the book, where he told everyone to put their phones in a bag and put it inside the freezer.
No, I didn't say that, but you want to know what all that sounds like? And I think this movie still holds up today and is so underrated.
What?
I fucking love Enemy of the State. They talk about all that
That's
shit.
good. Yeah, that's a good movie.
I love that movie. And they talk about like fucking Gene Hackman is my idol in that movie.
I love that movie.
Awesome.
I do.
And like, oh god, it's so
Ahead of its time.
It's funny because it's
Not really, because
Well, it came out in like 2000.
but it
No,
it was 98,
Yeah,
98 or
99.
Oh,
It struck at a time when this stuff started really becoming relevant, and when people really started getting freaked out about privacy issues on the internet.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
That movie was not ahead of its time. It reacted to what was going on and was perfect for the time.
Well, and it again, not to get too personal here,
We'll
but
have to watch
it
that
resonated for me at the time
Oh, yeah.
too, because we were kind of living that at the time without getting into it too much. Not to that extreme where we're getting hunted down by people with guns and shit.
Right.
But you
Seth
know,
Green
it's just
was in that.
it's funny because it makes like I find it fascinating to talk about. There's kind of a creep factor to all this too when you think about it.
And the fact
It's
that
interesting.
they disguise, our country as freedom, do whatever you want, don't worry about it. To be you. Like that's something that America is founded on. Like the quote American dream is, build yourself up and do your own thing and blah 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 blah. But in reality, we are really kind of overseen by a communist state that wants to control everything to a certain extent. Not too much. Not to where you could say, oh, it's a communist regime, but it's enough of that to where anybody who's proactive about figuring out the way they're being monitored would think, man, this is pretty this is some North Korea, some Russia type shit. It's just not out there. Mm-hmm. And all this dude was trying to do is kind of get that out there. And you're not, and it's not even a matter of safety. It's just, you're not as anonymous as you'd like to think you are. And that's all this dude's trying to get out there.
Yeah.
And he's fucking railroaded by everybody for being, a traitor to his country and putting sensitive information out there. And
That's why they.
meanwhile, I just had to re-log into my old AOL email address to try and shut something down. And I have 7,000 pieces of spam email in my regular inbox on that Yahoo email account that I have not used in about 10 years. And it's I never signed up for anything out of the ordinary with that email address, because that's like some 1998 to 2001 email address that I was using. And it's just one of those things where it's up there. You do a search for AOL email addresses and it probably pops up, and it's just added to these lists of things to send shit to. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just what happens. And setting your email settings to where you don't get spam, that doesn't mean it's still not happening. That just means it just gives you a little comfortability, because you don't see it, but it's still happening. You can probably go into your Gmail spam box and see 1,000 fucking pieces of spam mail. You just filter it out.
Yep.
So it's not that it's not happening. It's ostrich syndrome. You put your head in the sand.
And that's kind of exactly why I don't necessarily trust privacy settings,
Yeah.
And refresh my memory on this, because this is in the movie at some point, but I don't remember if it's talked about or maybe I read something about it afterwards. Maybe I read an interview afterwards, but you tell me. But they were talking about Snowden, I think, was recounting stuff. Maybe it was an article that I saw, and he was saying that, you've got all these people in a room, and they're monitoring all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
Random people, phone numbers, whatever, and all of a sudden they might stumble across, someone's personal, sex video, a homemade video that maybe two people made with each other, and that's that. And then he starts saying, next thing you know, this isn't in the movie, is it? Because I feel like I might have read it. Okay, because I might have read an article, I don't remember, because I did look up more stuff about him later. Then he's like, well, then if it turns out that the girl is really attractive, all of a sudden, you've got the person that happened to be watching this looking back at the person behind him, like, hey, check this out. Look at this chick right here. And then all of a sudden, that's just, you feel, and it's crazy. And it's just talking about how, look how one thing leads to another, and it's it makes you feel dirty.
Yeah.
And that's all there, and it's just...
That's in the movie.
That's in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it's a movie or whatever, because I
or
can't
is it in the book now?
I don't know, because I don't remember him verbally. I feel like I read this off a page.
He kind of touched it, I think.
Maybe.
On it. I remember him mentioning
well,
something
maybe he
similar
did touch
to that.
it while watching some of these videos. No, we're not going to go there, but it's creepy. And so it's just, I'm not saying that I'm completely safe or exempt from all that stuff, but it, you know, like for me, like where you said you feel better about like, well, I'm putting this out there and I'm setting the privacy stuff. For me, it makes me feel better just not putting it out there at all. Because I just feel like I'm not even opening up Pandora's box.
But then you get into a situation like you did where you see that your information is out there and you had no control over it.
Right.
So it's false reassurance on my part, I'm sure. But I feel like, you know, if I see something, okay, I put that out there. Yeah. That's on me, but see, whatever it may be.
Right. For all I know, that could be out there on YouTube. You know, like it's just some random site. Like if I have something more to do with our counts or numbers. The thing with me is I don't have a common name. Yeah. Sorry, that's your foot. You know, like you can Google my name and something pops up. You know, like
footsie. Yeah.
Like Rick, like you try to do that with Rick. He's like, oh, you won't find me. It's like, well, he's probably there.
You can find me, but there's a sea.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
My name.
Your name might be a little less, but there's probably still a lot.
Well, it's funny because
I just felt like Mike Masters.
A cousin of mine is a teacher, was a professor at New Mexico at a college. Mm-hmm. So when you look up me, that's the first thing that pops up is my cousin.
Okay.
My mom's cousin. So yeah, second. I don't know. Yeah, my mom's cousin, first cousin. So
okay.
Whatever that makes him to me.
Okay.
Yeah, he has my same name.
Same cousin.
Yeah, he has my same name, and if you look up my name, my actual name, not Mike Masters, the first thing you will see is New Mexico State College professor, and books that he's written and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, all right, so he like it doesn't really bother. There's quite a few Michael Candelarias in my family. We're very unoriginal people, so there's quite a few of us. So the only thing you're gonna do to find me, the only thing that would make me the first result is if you add other things,
right?
Like,
or when we make Epic Industries. Epic
right.
Industries is a huge fucking difference.
Right. But yeah, like. So, like, the thing I was looking at was this website I started when I was wrestling in 2001. And I was like, I've always been meaning to just, like, shut it down. Like, not because I'm embarrassed by it or anything like that, but it's literally over a decade old at this point.
And someone found you.
It's so funny because I was looking at it a few days before that. Because I was going to post one of those pictures on my Twitter account on a Thursday because I'm an idiot and I feed the beast. With their hashtags, yeah. So I was gonna post one of those pictures last Thursday, and then I think it was like last Friday. I get a message on Twitter from SoCal Pro Wrestling going, "Hey, rumor on the streets is you know this guy," and it was a link to that. And I was like, "Oh, I was just looking this up," and I was like, "Yeah, I've always been meaning to shut it down, but I can't ever remember my info to get back into the admin panel."
Yeah.
So that's why I had to get right back. I had to get back into my AOL email account to do that. So I did that. And then I signed in to AngelFire and the control panel to do it, but their stuff has changed so much, it doesn't even recognize that I have any websites anymore. It says you don't have any websites built. But it was also, it's like AngelFire and Tripod are the same company. I was like, well, maybe I built it with Tripod, but just used the AngelFire URL, so I logged into the Tripod control panel. You have no website, so it's to a point where I would have to call customer service, and at this point, it's like there's nothing I regret on that website except for the front page where in 2002 I say I'm going to be more diligent about updating, and the last update was from 2002, and I stopped wrestling in 2005. So from 2002 to 2005, there's nothing. So that's the only thing I'm embarrassed about that website is that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like it's sometimes things are too much of a pain in the ass because like my PayPal account was started before I had a credit card, and so it's got my mom's name attached to it, and I wanted to switch that out, but
too much.
There's so like I got to show like her ID and my ID, like I have to show this to them. I have to fax it to them. Like I don't fucking feel like doing that right now. So. Yeah, it's just an interesting topic, man. What?
I've got some awesome messages from your mom.
Stop you talking about my mom right now.
Bryce doesn't like it when people talk about his mom.
So we, Rick and I were just talking and stuff, and I don't want to get all conspiracy theorist or whatever, but it's crazy to me, like, so just hear me out for a little bit. So Facebook trips me out. Like, in some ways, we watch something, or not we. I watched something with my girlfriend on Netflix months ago. and it was about the Facebook stuff, I think. Rick showed me a video, and I think he might have shown you the video or linked you to it, or you posted
I don't know if I
you
did.
posted it
I'm
on
sure I
Twitter,
posted it somewhere.
and it showed where he sourced all his information. And I remember watching this on Facebook, I forget what it, or on Netflix, I forget what it's called. And it was on there, and it was an interesting documentary. And I think they just kind of imply, and I'm not saying it is, but they almost talk about how Facebook in some ways could be like the greatest government tool known to man, in the sense that it's got like all your pictures, it's got people's names, their friends, and it's trippy to think about. It's like, wow, that's interesting.
Well, and then think about all the other things you can do where I don't want to create a new account, I'll just log in with my Facebook account.
Right, exactly. It's crazy. It's kind of creepy. That makes me feel good about not having a Facebook, just because that's me and I know I'm weird. I know I'm in the minority. But what I think about too, and I was telling Rick after that movie, I was like, you know what's fucking crazy? Like, that has become the norm. Like, Facebook isn't you can't say it's a fad anymore.
Nope.
No.
You know, like maybe one day it will die off. I don't know. But it's to the point now where everybody's fucking on it. I'm the weird one. Everybody's on it. And it's to the point now where Mike's kids and somebody else's kids, they're born thinking that it's just natural to be like, hey, I'm fucking 5'2" and I'm 30-something years old and my name is this and that and this is my friend and I like ponies. And you put that all up on the internet. Like,
yeah.
So people that are born today think that that's what you do. I miss the days of, like, I fucking remember being gone and rushing to the goddamn answering machine to see if somebody called me while I was, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say that we were ever truly off the grid, but there was just kind of a feeling of being off the grid that kids today just don't even really know.
Yeah.
And because you have that. Like, when I went to Japan the first time, I didn't know what the internet situation was going to be like. You know, I assumed the internet would be everywhere, and it was everywhere, but it was kind of a pain in the ass to get onto it. I learned from that first trip and moved on to the next. So I was without internet and without cell phone for like almost a month. I kind of liked it. Like, it was sort of, there was something kind of cool about it. And it's just funny because that you just don't know that. Everyone is all up in your shit nowadays, and it's ingrained in kids' minds. It's funny. I guess my point that I'm trying to say is it's crazy to me. I'm not saying it's some government conspiracy, but it's a trip to think how that's just the norm now. It's as normal as going to take a dump and having lunch at noon.
Yeah.
Is put it on your Facebook profile.
Or breakfast at noon.
Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's fucking crazy to think about, man. Like, that's insane. That caught on. That somehow people started to feel okay with putting their information on the internet.
Think about how you could go back even farther, though, and think about how weird it must have been for people who grew up without telephones to have a telephone in every house.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
A TV.
Oh, yeah.
Well, more so the telephone because you spread information that way.
Right. But I think it feels a little less invasive. I mean, looking at it now. Maybe at the time.
To us, but probably not to the people that came before telephones.
Right. But even then, it's like, well, you got to have my number. And then people got weird about their numbers.
And then you control who you give your number to.
Right.
So that it's the same thing.
But through word of mouth.
But same thing though. Let's say, all right, I post something on Facebook and I have it set to only friends and family can see, and someone is over at a friend's and family's house and they're scrolling through their Facebook feed on their computer or their phone and they see that, oh, I haven't seen Mike in forever. I'll send him a friend request. And I won't, whatever, whether I accept it or deny it. It's the same as, like, I just got a new telephone, Bryce. Oh, telephone, what the fuck? Here's my number. You get a phone, you call me. Mm-hmm. Somebody's at your house that I know through you or through removed from you, sees that, is like, oh, that's Mike has a phone too now? Like, I'll call him. It's the same thing. It's the same word of mouth. It's the same, quote, viral spreading of information. It's just the people that came before that feel the way the people that came before the internet and are going to feel the way that people came before. You know what I mean?
They felt that way.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
It's still less invasive, though.
I think it feels.
You can't.
I think it feels less invasive because the technology is lesser, but it's the same kind of spreading of your information.
It is the same, but I mean, you could keep your phone number hidden very easily.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time you could do that.
You can, and you can try that, but growing up, we were unlisted. My grandparents' phone number was unlisted. But growing up, and this is in mid late 80s, where there might be an internet, but there's nothing on the internet. They got a lot of telemarketer phone calls, and their number was unlisted. It's the same thing.
Government.
Same thing.
Well, I'm just saying it's different because you're not getting my phone number. If I didn't give it to you, you're not getting it. And then I'm unlisted. That's what I'm saying is different.
Well,
but with the internet and Facebook, I feel like you can dig deep enough and you can find some shit.
Well, yeah, but you'd have to dig, and it'd be the same way to get your phone number.
But I don't know how.
If I'm not a friend of yours.
Would you? I mean, yeah, you could it could be done, but I'm saying it'd be a lot harder. You have to go through a lot.
So, okay, I know Ryan in passing, your friend Ryan. And I just met him a couple of times, hung out a little bit. But you have his phone number. I don't. I could say, oh, hey, you know what? I'd like to talk to Ryan. Let me have his phone number. And you'd probably ask him first before giving it to me, but there are people that don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's how information spreads.
I get that.
It's the same thing, man.
I guess I'm just saying, I buy a phone and put it in my home. That's it. The whole world doesn't know about it. You know what I mean? Like, but I make a Facebook profile and someone could easily know about that, even if I don't want them to.
I really feel like the same argument could have been made about phones when they started.
I mean, like, I see what you're saying, but like, I guess I'm looking at the phone as like a personal possession. The whole world doesn't know I bought a PS4. I mean, I've said it now, but it's like it's in my home, or the whole world doesn't know that I bought a fucking gaming magazine.
You have an internet connected.
Okay, so that's a bad example. That's a poor example, but you understand what I'm saying? It's like people don't like something that I'm bringing into my home. Everyone doesn't know what I have in my home. They don't know about the dildo that I have in the dresser.
Yeah, well, they do now.
They do now.
Right.
Now they do. But you understand what I'm saying? Like it's something that's not. I don't know. You know. I realize the phone's connected, but
it's like I'm saying. I think it feels different because we grew up with phones always being there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let me take this in a different direction. So, back to that. You know, talking about the phone stuff and all this stuff. I mean, I can remember back when. So to go back on how people so willingly say, here's my brother, here's my sister, here's these pictures, hey, my name's Mike, oh, I'm friends with these people, I just checked in at Chuck E. Cheese, whatever. I can remember back when people were scared shitless to even fucking give their credit card number to a website, because like, well, what is this? Is it scary? I'm going to type this into the compuder? Yeah. Now look where we are.
But those people were the people that came before having those things.
No, but I'm just saying, it's still, it's fucking crazy.
It's all in what bubble you came out of, man.
Well, I was in that bubble. I thought that was weird. I was sketchy about putting your credit card in a computer.
Yeah, because we were around before that was a thing. That's my point.
Like, I feel like we're arguing different. Well, I don't even think we're arguing, but I feel like we're talking two different things. Like, I understand your point. I realize, like, we weren't used to it, then you get used to it. I'm just saying it's a trick to think we're accustomed to
it's not even that you get used to it. It's like, you're not used to it. Like, my kids, for instance, the first time I put a CD in the CD player in the car, my daughter was like 3 years old, and she goes, "Where's your iPod?" I said, "It's charging. Why is it not in here?" And it's not one of those things where I'm now used to carrying an iPod and forget about tapes and CDs and listening to the AM FM radio. It's one of those things where she grew up in a time where there was iPods and there's all that other stuff, but she knows that's how we listen to music in the cars, through this iPod. And so all that stuff seems weird. But for us, it's like, man, you don't even know, and it's like, that's my point.
No,
and I think we're not making different points. It's just we're sort of talking different things.
Yeah, like because I totally see what you're saying. I get it.
It's weird to go from.
But I'm just trying.
Less than 100 years ago, or 100 years ago, having no outside communication other than someone carrying a letter by horseback to somebody in another town. Yeah. To. Oh, does Bryce have a Facebook? I don't know. I'll Google it and find out.
Exactly.
It's just the span of technology we've come in. Really, in such a short time. Like the last 20 years has been fucking ridiculous. So it's just the distance we've traveled in such a short time, I think, is what makes it feel so crazy, because you went from letters to phones and then nothing for like 50 years after that, and then cable TV. And then nothing for another 10 or 15 years. And then in the last 20 years, it's computers in our hands that are more powerful than computers that NASA had 50 years ago. You know what I mean? It's just, I think it's, like I said, the span of time that the technology has ramped up that makes it feel so crazy.
Yes, but I guess I'm also saying it's crazy because it's kind of like the slippery slope. You know, like we went from being, you could be almost unreachable to now we're so connected.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have no problem going back to days where the only way you're going to get something to me is letter on horseback.
Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
I fucking would.
No, you would.
I'm sure there'd be moments where I'm frustrated, but I think I would like it. I wouldn't have any problem living away from a city and being in a cottage all on my own.
I would say... Go ahead, what are you going to say?
That is actually a nice idea, living in a cottage and getting away from all this. Have you done that on your own? Like, just say, well, I'm going to turn off my phone and just...
Well, I know you tried to stay off social media that one time for a week. Like,
yeah.
It's, like...
It's refreshing. When I did that, I was
guess what
refreshed.
I'm trying to say, like, there's certain things luxuries that I've gotten used to. Like, obviously, I miss being able... Like, I'm not saying I don't... It's hard to say that and say, like, but I still want to play video games on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I want that all to go away.
Right.
But, I don't know. I've always been fascinated by feeling like I'm alone.
Solitary.
I guess, in a way. And I feel like, no... It's kind of like... You know, I've said this on the fucking podcast, so I don't really give a shit. But it's kind of like why... I like reading in a bathtub in the middle of the night. Because I feel like everyone's asleep, and I got the door locked, and I'm here, and I'm in this room.
And all you're doing is reading, though.
No, but I just there's something about being in this room, and I feel like, yes, someone could try hard enough to get to me, but yeah, I'm in this room. Or, it's kind of like how I'm fascinated. It's how I found The Office in Vegas. I was fascinated by
Not the TV show, ladies and gentlemen.
No, yeah. I was fascinated by being in this... The Mirage. I was fascinated by being in this fucking big hotel. And that I can go to I could be here and the whole public is welcome into this fucking hotel. You know, like, you know, within reason. You know, like at the time, they weren't so strict about having guys like, you gotta show your keys. They didn't have those guys there. It's like you either had a key to get up and get in a room or you didn't.
Yeah.
But it was fascinating to me to be in this public place, and I could be in this huge building, and all of a sudden I can go into this corner of it, and no one's fucking there. Yeah. But around the corner, there's all kinds of chaos happening. That fascinates me. There's something interesting to me about being able to escape like that.
I think the fun part about that walk specifically is watching that crowd getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like billions of people, nobody. You can watch that crowd get smaller and smaller and smaller until you're just the only one there.
Yeah, and I just think that's crazy because that's a populated, huge public place. You know, I almost maybe I guess what I'm saying is what do they call those things that people used to go underground to get away from like atomic
bomb shelters?
Bomb shelters.
Maybe I'm saying I want to have a bomb shelter or something. Like maybe that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Panic room.
Maybe
panic room. Yeah.
Like I like that. As a kid, I used to like to play in closets. I used to like to go in a closet, and you know, like I'll have the light on, and I would close the door, and like I would like read books or do whatever the fuck I would do. But there was something that was cool about it. Same reason why most kids, you know, because I know this isn't just me, and I like to do this at home too. But it's like how kids like to go under the clothes rack in public stores.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I used to like to go under the clothes in the closet too. Like it made me feel alone.
Yeah.
It just made me feel alone. That's a weird picture of Brian. Or not weird, but
I'll try to show this picture.
Like at first.
That's The Office.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
From the time we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, man. Like yeah, I just I guess for somebody who uses all that stuff, it doesn't really bother me. And if there's something I don't want out there, then I don't put it out there.
But you do see my point of view.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, like
for sure.
I realize I'm the weird one, but I just don't.
Well, it doesn't even make you weird, man. It's just you have a different philosophy on things, and that's not a bad thing. It's just the way you do things.
Yeah, I just don't.
And like I said, I understand where you're coming from with all that stuff.
Some of it too, could be like me, like, not that I can't take it, but some of it could be like I'm afraid what I put out there of it getting criticized, I guess, in a way. It's like, maybe I don't want to put this picture of me up there because maybe I think it's funny, maybe other people won't think it's funny.
Right.
And maybe I just don't want to deal with that. Maybe I only want to show this to people when I want to show it to people.
I still have that awesome picture of you on the way back from Vegas where you have your head hanging out the window with your fucking awesome glasses on, your fucking aviator looking glasses. I love that picture. Like that's you do phone calls anymore because we do Voxer and stuff, but when you actually do have to pick up the phone to call me, that picture is it's the best, man. It's the fucking best. There it is. There it is. Yes. It's so good.
It's an awful picture.
It's so good.
That's a
so
great
good.
picture.
Terrible.
And then I have the one of you holding like the Miller High Life, and Bryant's in front of the pool and the
Yeah,
palm
I
trees
like
and
that
stuff.
photo.
Oh, that's a good one.
Go back up to that one picture of me.
But yeah, it's pretty funny, man. I love that picture. That's right. That was the trip Rick came on.
Yeah.
That's why he has it, because he had me send it to
Yeah.
him right away.
For some reason, I like this picture of Bryant and I. That was
What?
at a Kogi's truck. I don't know. I just like that.
You look like, give me my fucking food. But yeah, man. Yeah, I
It looks
just
like he's ready about to murder me because I took his picture.
you motherfucker.
I was like, you just took a photo, didn't you? I missed that sweatshirt.
That was
Yeah.
the early days of our friendship.
I like
She's adorable.
this. I like this conversation we had, man.
Yeah.
Based on you guys seeing that documentary.
Oh, yeah, that's
And he
cool.
almost murdered me for this picture too.
Yeah.
Well,
Long hair.
because
Yeah.
no, not because of that. Because
Yeah, I know.
you were
Yeah.
like the first person to ever put something on the internet about
Yeah.
it.
I look so
Look how
tired.
long my
Look
hair
how
is.
tired I am.
God, I can't believe your hair.
We-
Your,
Our
your hair was too, but it's
Yeah, I
it's
have my
not
hat
shown
on.
in there. Well, so do I, but you can see. Look at all the bush.
Yeah.
For some reason, every time I see this picture, I think Bryant is like ready to do some cocaine or something.
He's setting up the lines right now. He's setting up the tracks.
Oh shit. That's at Legacy's, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Legacy Stadium.
Yeah.
It's a good picture.
That's when I went to go see Metallica, huh?
Yeah.
In Vegas.
Look at you and I are focused.
Yeah.
Brian's getting ready to do some lines,
Uh-huh.
and Alexis and my girlfriend they're just fucking happy to be there.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, so the reason our hair is so long, Rick, and I think you know this story, but
Probably not.
Bryce had those tickets because it was a pre-sale, like literally almost a year in advance, and we had already seen them right together, right?
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
second tour we saw
Yeah.
with them. So after the first tour, we said,
We were seeing them in Anaheim
Yeah.
like a few days later.
yeah. After the first tour, a few months later, I go, dude, that was so fun, and he goes, yeah, they're gonna come back around at the end of the year, so we should go see them at the end of this next year. So we should go see them again. I said, let's grow our hair out, and until we go see them again. And both of
That's
us,
why.
yeah, both of us got rations of shit from our significant
Oh,
others
yeah.
about our hair, and you need to do something with
I
it.
still get
So
if that picture ever pops up, I still get shit. She's never again. Never again.
But yeah, so we grew our hair out for about 13 months between seeing Metallica
Man, it's
for that
been too
show.
long.
So,
I'm ready for
so I have this categorized as they have faces, right? So like each face is recognizable. So look right here. It says Bryce may also be in the photos below.
And then why am I also the cop from Orange Is New Black?
That's just a video.
I know, but still, I'm
He's
I'm
on that
possibly in
Impossible. That's funny.
And like, who are you pictured with right there? You and that guy. Why is that possibly me?
That's
I
the
don't
guy.
know.
That's the guy from Scott Pilgrim. He played I think it was Steven
Oh,
Stills.
man, I'm famous as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I like this conversation.
Yeah.
It's very fun. All based on.
Fascinating.
Tom Merritt too, apparently.
Look at Rick's setup. Look at that old fucking antique microphone.
I know, huh? That was a rock band mic.
Yep.
Look at that room.
So yeah, what else is there to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Mike and I talked a lot. Did you have anything to chime in on this privacy conversation? Yeah, I felt like there's a few times you wanted to talk and you didn't get, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought it looked like you had some stuff to say.
No, I asked the questions.
I was gonna say every time I saw him go,
question.
I go, who? Go ahead, Rick, because I
No,
want to be
I
here.
asked the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the question you last asked me was about if it made me more paranoid, right?
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, my answer was no. Because like,
I
I'm used
remember
to
you
it.
said that you.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. Almost nothing that could get exposed from our government would surprise me anymore at this point. I'm not saying I'm special. I'm just saying I've been around.
You're just saying in
stuff
general.
Like that. Yeah, in
Yeah.
general. But I mean, I guess I just learned a lot of things at a very young age about some of that shit. You know, having your home searched through at a very early age, and it's just like, it was fucking creepy walking through that house afterwards. You know, and it's
Yeah.
like just like wow.
Feel dirty.
Oh yeah, but just seeing that could happen, and It was just real, man. It was just, I don't know how else to put it.
That's a severe invasion of like a child's privacy, man.
Oh yeah.
To have to go through that stuff.
It was nuts, but not even just that. Like, again, I'm not trying to put a pity party on me.
No. You're giving your experience.
But yeah, it was a trip.
It's like the same reason.
Oh, I remember.
It's the same reason we want to have Brian. Keep that thought. We want to have Brian on the Wrestling Buddies to talk about Conan because he had a very personal experience with Conan and psychosis, driving them to an airport, and we want to hear that story from Brian's point of view. So yeah, it's not woe is me.
Right.
It's this is my experience and why I feel this way.
It was like stuff in movies happening for real.
Yeah.
You know, in a way, it's like
yeah.
You know, again, not to that extent, but I'm just like, am I really seeing what I'm seeing outside? I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but I'm like, am I really seeing what I'm seeing outside right now?
Yeah.
You can make of that what you will, and it's like this is really, you know, are we really like trying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much.
You're good. You're good.
Crazy.
So that was a hold, just in case you want to not put this on air. But I mean, we know you're very private. Obviously, you said that very well. But having a podcast and also talking about this,
Two podcasts,
yeah, 3 almost, and like talking about all like right now, which you've been explaining to everyone listening right now. That doesn't. I mean, I don't see how private you are, but
He's not giving any details.
They just know I've experienced something, and that's it.
Yeah, but I know, but you don't think, like, I don't know, I just think you're still kind of exposing yourself a little, don't you think? Even though you're not really giving details?
Yeah, exposing me personally to what?
Well, when you talk about your
I mean, anyone that's going to hear this
details.
But anyone that's going to hear this probably knows me and probably knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
And anyone that doesn't, they're not going to know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Okay.
And I mean, and if you mean like a government party or something, I mean, who's looking for me?
Well, no, I don't mean government. I just meant like, when this podcast gets even bigger
but I'm not making
than what it already is.
Well, I mean, there's a few things I think about. I think all of us should be embarrassed about if this ever gets really fucking big.
No, dude, you know what?
Drug off our asses,
I still say to this day, I'm not embarrassed or feel any kind of hesitation about anything I've ever said or done on this podcast, video, audio, or otherwise.
I'm slightly embarrassed, I think, about video podcast number 2, where you and I don't even remember part 2. What did we talk about?
I know, but I you know what though,
that's lost, by the way. I couldn't find the actual file for it on my computer.
This sounds like cliche or whatever, but I really have not necessarily a carefree attitude, but it's like I have like this no regrets type of attitude about things.
Oh, I try to have that too, but
if I say something and after it comes out, I feel like maybe that shouldn't have been said, then I figure, you know what? If I really felt that way, I probably wouldn't have said anything.
But we're under the influence.
Doesn't matter. If things, whether you're under the influence or not, you have a conscious mind of what you are and aren't saying. And I feel like all alcohol does is help you get out things that you really do want to say, but you just feel like you don't.
Right.
And like I said, I'm not.
But it's true. But it's stuff that you might not say if you weren't otherwise lubricated.
Maybe. But if it comes out, then maybe you did want to say it.
Maybe. I mean, that's a debate.
Yeah.
For another time.
It's just like that fucking. There's truth in all in jokes. Like any kind of jokes is a sliver of truth.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is.
Okay, I don't think so. About a recent joke? I don't think so.
But you do. You do. In the very literal sense. You do. If you want to extrapolate from that, do what you will.
So here's what I'll say too to go back to your question a little bit more. I think those videos bother me because I feel like I'm not crossing a line, but I think I'm like, fuck, like this is like this.
Straddling the line.
I'm on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I'm on the internet, and kind of an embarrassing way, going from not wanting to be on it at all. So I think
that second episode is gone.
Good.
But the first episode. Which I thought was good. It was great. I mean, the most embarrassing
thing. There's a video
thing.
of me pouring beer.
Beer bath.
It was beer bath.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Steve Austin style.
I'm not like that the first either. I mean, just watching indignation.
but otherwise, to answer your question even more, it's like I'm not hiding who I am. This isn't some shit we like with Rick, Mike, and mystery guest. You know,
right.
Like It's Bryce, it's me, and if you find it, so yeah, no, not really. I don't feel like I'm putting myself out there because again, it's just audio. We're talking about topics and opinions, and that's that.
So it's video, really, because I feel like anytime I would bring up, well, let's do the video podcast, you get kind of squirmy.
That's just because I guess I'm the type of person.
It's for the same reason why he doesn't like people taking pictures of him.
I guess
honestly, it's he'll say, "I'm not vain. I don't like pictures taken of me," but you are vain, and so am I, and we all are.
So there's that. It's kind of a loss of control.
So if someone...
It's a loss of control because someone else has the picture and I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Right.
Number one. And then, yeah, I'm really particular about how I look. And so if I don't like the way I look in a picture, it bothers me. So it isn't... It's written.
But you're in a control environment, though, here. So, like, if we do our video episode next week, I mean, you'll know ahead of time, so you know what to do. And prep
video.
I think honestly, but no, I think I'm gonna need more time because there is stuff I want to seek out and buy to wear for that video.
That would be a lot of fun.
That's what I want to do.
Well, let's give it 2 weeks.
But I also want to do what we've talked about too, where it isn't so much of a video. I don't want to go into too much, but I want to do that.
Oh no, of course. I
just see what it looks like for us.
I just like to do something like this also for us.
Dude, it's just like I said, if I ever became a famous person and acted or was in something, I'm not saying it's gonna happen that ever happen. I understand people that say they don't like to watch what they're in. That would be me. I probably wouldn't ever watch what I was in.
So I know, but I'm just saying.
It took me a long time to get used to my own voice on this podcast, as I'm sure it did for all of us. And now I'm used to it and I'm comfortable with it. I don't know if I'd ever get used to watching myself on camera,
right?
Because I just sit there and pick myself apart.
So let's say we go to a Girl Meets World or Big Bang Theory tape, and it's like we actually want you to be on this episode,
an extra in the background or something,
And then they pull you down, are you going to say, no, I don't want to, or would you do it?
I'd probably do it because...
Even though it's not going to be in your control, they're going to tell you, okay, you're just going to have to walk from here to here, you're going to be exposed, I mean, you'll be in the background.
Like, when else am I going to get that opportunity?
Right.
And I probably would never advertise it, and it's not going to be like...
What if they throw you lines? They say, okay, we got 5 words that we want you to say, just enough so you have to pay.
Even if they throw me lines...
What if it's just like, oh, excuse me, like... Yeah,
that's fine. Even if they throw me lines, they're still not going to be advertising me.
Right.
True.
It's not going to be like this.
You're going to be.
And if people find it, then they find it. And I probably won't watch it.
So here's where.
So now we're going to turn it up a bit.
Well, here's where we're different though, because if I was something like that, I wouldn't shut up about it. I'd be like, oh god, I'm in this scene for like 2 seconds. Watch it. Like I'm that way about the UPW TLC documentary.
Yeah.
Like I'm in it, and they taped the B-roll the first day I went in for training, and I had no clue. And like Brett Wagner, who was running Ultimate University at the time, didn't smarten me up to the fact that there was going to be cameras there. I had no idea. I showed up, and there was like 60 people there, and I was like, whoa. And it felt huge and big and special. And then I saw the cameras, and I was like, what in the hell is going on? Mm-hmm. And it felt kind of cool. But yeah, you see me doing rolls and stuff and bumping and on my first practice and then doing squats in the corners and stuff out of the ring and all that. So it's like, it's one of those things like, oh, look, there I am. Royal Rumble 99. I'm in the front row. And like, you can see me 3 or 4 times. And I pointed out to people, watch, go to the 28-minute mark at Royal Rumble 99. I'm right there. Boom, check it out. And like, yeah, I'm 17 years old and like a dumb kid, but I still love that stuff.
I'd show that stuff to you guys. Like, I'd show you, hey, look, here I am in the crowd at this wrestling show.
Yeah.
Or if that ever happened, what Rick said, like, I mean, how would I not tell you guys?
Right.
But I wouldn't advertise it or promote it.
What if you got a guest of the week type of role?
Okay, so then I was going to answer that. So now you're asking me if I ever all of a sudden became famous.
Well, not even that. Just
like you.
But let's say I did though, because that's kind of where you're going.
Right.
That's kind of where you're going.
So you want to skip the middleman and get right to the meat and potatoes.
I wouldn't run away from fame. I mean, things obviously would be different, but like I said, the only thing that I could say for sure, and if that's something I like to do, I mean, why am I going to pass up the opportunity to do that for a living and make money doing it? Right. I wouldn't. And number 2, like I said, I probably just honestly would never. People say that now. When I gave that speech at the wedding, people said how good it was. I'm like, you know what? I don't really remember it. I don't ever want to watch it again. I'm glad you really liked it though, and that was enough That was enough validation for me. I would be the guy, I would be those people, those actors that say, I don't watch what I'm in. Because I wouldn't watch what I'm in, because I would pick myself apart.
He'd be one of those awkward TV interviews that just kind of doesn't want to be there.
Stewart
Oh, I'd be, no. I would be great on those shows. No, come on.
He would be fine on the show.
Like, I'd be fine with it. I just wouldn't watch it back. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Obviously, I don't have a problem conversating with people.
Right.
You know, I would do all that stuff. I wouldn't run away from the press like that. I've always joked if I became famous, I'm going to take pictures of the paparazzi. I'm walking around with the camera and taking photos of them. I'm going to do weird shit like that. You know, that's what I'm going to do. But the only thing that I could say for certain is that I wouldn't watch anything that I'm in. And that's it. I just wouldn't do it. And I'm not going to, I probably wouldn't brag about certain things either. I
just give me an idea.
I would do that. With wrestling stuff, like the first year, not even that, like maybe the first 6 months of my wrestling matches are on tape, and like you couldn't get me to stop showing people that stuff. Like I was, and it's not even like, oh, look how cool. I was just so proud that I actually accomplished something.
I get it. And I'm strange. I wouldn't do that.
I took my camera and my AV out cables with me everywhere I went, and every time there was a spare 5 to 7 minutes, I'd be like, check this out. Boom.
You know what would happen is you guys you guys or someone else, if I was on something like that, let's say it's what you just said, or just something like, hey, did you see what happened with Bryce? I wouldn't want to show it to people. Mm-hmm. It would take you guys wanting to show it to people, and I would leave the room. And I wouldn't care if I came back and like, oh, dude, you were so good, or that was awesome. It wouldn't matter to me. That's just how I would be. I probably still would be like someone, if I were famous, my agent or whoever, if I had one, would probably still have to force me to get a Twitter page. And if they said you should do it, then maybe I do it, but I bet you I would probably...
Have a publicist do it?
No. I would
have one of us.
I would be the type of person that would probably post tweets that were like, I wouldn't... Not meaningful, but I would post a tweet that, like, if I really had something to say, I wouldn't tweet every 2 seconds and talk about how I had pizza and had major diarrhea. You know what I mean? Like, I'd post something. Maybe I would just use it to promote whatever I was going to be on.
Like every other celebrity?
Yeah. I guess.
No.
I think I would add commentary, but yeah. But you have more questions. You were going to say something when Mike was talking about showing the tapes, and then I said...
Oh, so let's say Ryan comes up to you and says, you know what, like, this character for this new movie I'm writing... You know, I think you should play it. I think he really fits you for the way you are.
I'm writing it kind of as you, so maybe you should just give it a shot. Why
don't you come and audition for it?
So you're asking,
and then you audition, and then he likes, like, dude, like, you're really good. You got to be in this. And would you turn it down, or would you do it?
What's the difference there? Because it's I mean, no offense on Ryan, but because it's a smaller.
What's an independent?
Not even that, but it's like,
it's your stepping stone, I guess you can say.
Well, it's not even that. It's attainable. This could actually happen. Right. This could actually happen.
Yeah. Let's say
I'm not saying we're the most interesting people in the world, but I wouldn't think it'd be too far out of the realm of possibilities that after hanging out with us three, Ryan writes something.
I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be a main character, but, you know, like, let's say it's a party character. Yeah. It's like, you know what, you fit this part, and I want you to be in this.
Or at least see if you like it.
If you really wanted me, I mean, I wouldn't be an asshole and just say no, especially if you really, really wanted me to be in it. But to answer it with something else, I was always really paranoid and weird, even though they were fun and funny. Like, I don't even like doing those videos in college. Those videos, I didn't really like being in those. I was always like, they were funny and they were fun.
I think you're amazing.
And they were fun. Those are so terrible.
That's why you're amazing in it.
That's why it's great.
Like, they were fun and funny to make. But
exquisite acting.
But I like you would talk to Brian. Talk to Brian. Oh, fuck you! You said I can't act. We're doing that shit on purpose. Like, those were meant to be. Those were made to be bad on purpose. But talk to Brian.
When you wreck yourself with that fucking god.
Oh, and that's all legit. That's not acting. That's
I know.
Just send Ryan those.
I wish I could find some of those bloopers.
Yeah.
Somebody won't return our emails and calls though.
I know.
Yeah.
I love that man too.
You made it seem like everything I know. You love it. Someone made it seem like it was all good when he was hanging out with Bryant. So who knows? I don't know. But
that's what he said.
Ask Bryant though. No, that's what I'm saying. Talk to Bryant after that stuff. Like I would do it, and then I'd be like, oh fuck, what have I done? I'm like, I look terrible, and you seriously.
You basically wouldn't watch.
I'd pick it apart. I didn't like to watch it, but I would, after watching it, it'd make me feel bad about myself.
So here's the point then. So if he did say, I want you to be in it, would you or would you not?
Well, I already answered that.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he really, really wanted me to be in something.
What's that?
But I'd have reservations.
But if he gave you the option, like, look, I could go with this guy, but I really want you.
I'd say go with whoever you think is going to be better.
The line I love the most, like I don't ever remember the first half of it because I'm laughing so hard by the time the second half rolls around. It's like it starts. It's that scene when you're doing the thing with and you wreck yourself in the blooper.
Yeah.
But the scene on tape, you're like, just like I harvest these crops, or I think that's part of the line or something. Yeah, dude.
It's something.
Fuck! I need to see that again, like fucking right now. Right now.
Maybe you need to use Bryant to talk to him and be like, hey, where are these bloopers at?
Yeah. I still want that picture.
Because the leaving stove one is...
I still want that picture.
I know, we gotta find that.
He also has one of me and Bryant.
Does it?
Yeah, right after the first day. And the first day of Comic-Con is 2 days after we got there where we have no sleep. And me and Bryant, we both have sunglasses on and we're kind of like leaning on each other's shoulder. And without realizing it, kind of looking at each other. And it is the most... loving picture on the planet.
That's incredible. I don't know if it tops the picture.
No, it doesn't.
Steve,
no, it doesn't. But yeah.
Like, did you see? I know you've seen the Leave and Stove actual video gets shown, the Witch Hunt video. But have you seen the bloopers?
Yeah, you showed them to me that year.
Those could those are fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
it was so funny.
It's pretty good. Riff on dodgeball.
It totally was, but they were. I don't even remember all the stuff that happened. I just remember Steve and I just could not stop laughing. Because what was happening is I was coming in like every other time I'd come in with even more of a house of fire of saying holy smokes, it's Leaving Stove, and I'd do this or whatever, and everyone would lose it. And I would start losing it, and it was so ridiculous. I
think by the last take in that blooper, you can't even... The microphone doesn't even pick up what you're saying because you're screaming it so fucking loud.
Yeah. And I was really big on Joe from Family Guy at the time, so I was like, get some, we were going to water parks and stuff at the time, and as we were going down, Zach and Steve and I, and Brian, we'd be going down the tubes and be like, that was freaking electric! And we'd be doing it on the slide, it was funny. But, did you have more?
I'll just put this back in your next to you.
No, it's good. Well, my favorite line was when you yelled the Mel Gibson line, give me back my son.
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was...
That cracks me up.
I was just... When I saw those videos, I was always jealous that I didn't know you guys like that a year or two before,
Yeah, this was fun. I mean, they were fun, but I was I was ashamed of them, I'm not going to lie, but I did it, and I just, I'd run away from them, that's all.
So when it comes down to it then, in 2 weeks, you still don't want to do this video episode?
I mean, I'll do it. I'm just not the biggest fan. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm against it.
It's not like we're going to be drinking either, other than
we're not?
Alcohol.
We're not?
It's a very minimal drinking compared to the last episode.
All I'm saying is that a lot of, beer companies that have been around for a while are using throwback cans now. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all
I'm going to say.
If we do that, then that might work. But not to drink as much.
It's not my favorite thing to do just because I just don't always like to be taped or filmed.
Right.
But I'm not saying I won't do it.
I'm with you. But I like doing that stuff because I feel like it's weird. But I feel like we let our figurative hair down a little bit more when we're on video.
And that's why, again, I don't want to say it on here too much but you know what I'm talking about. But that's why I kind of like the other idea that I've talked about because I feel like it's kind of like a pass. Even though even though there's filming involved, it's it's just not direct.
And it's one of those things that just be up here.
Fly on the wall.
Yeah. I really liked it. Well, I like that idea, though.
Okay. All right. Well, it's going to happen. So just remember.
We'll see.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
All right, 2 weeks. And if you didn't even want to do it, you just stand behind the camera. How about that?
Look,
I could be the guy off camera still doing the podcast stuff. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but that'd be funny.
I seriously am going to be looking for stuff, and if I can't find what I'm looking for, we're not doing it until I find what I'm looking for, because I have an outfit in mind already.
Yeah.
So.
See, now I feel like
I'm going to get into it too now that you are. Because I would like to purchase.
I'm sorry, but I can't show up on this particular podcast wearing a Volbeat shirt and my
it's gonna be fun.
That'll be me.
Build beanie. You know what I mean?
That'll be me. Not that it would be fun, but
No,
like,
you know what?
I
You
don't have
know.
money to do that. Or I mean,
No,
I'm not saying I don't have money, but I
you
don't
don't-
want to spend money.
I'll
on
buy
it.
you a wardrobe.
You don't need to. And I'll tell you why after. You don't need to.
Whatever.
Okay. I'll tell you why after, and you'll be like, oh shit, that's right. So we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
It's happening. People can't know. Like Studio A is hard to get to, so if it happens, it's happening here, not filming in Studio A.
No. Yeah, that's fine.
Even though it would be a very lovely set.
I think this
Get a
I think it's
big
fine.
green screen and just drop it as a backdrop if you want to
Can you
record
imagine
there.
like if no
Not only that, if we do a
Hold
green
on,
screen,
hold on.
I can add
No, wait,
effects.
Rick,
set up right in front of the window.
Rick. The things I'm pointing at. This one and that one. That's
Okay.
all we need on a wall. That's all we need.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Not the middle one.
No, just the ones on the left and the right.
Okay. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We could totally do those up.
Yeah.
And then I'll try to find another something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can find something else too.
I mean, Studio A would be a fun setting, having the blinds up and being right in front of that window. Just so we have the city behind us.
Yeah.
The city's behind us. Or that's a good place to put a green screen, but
Yeah.
Down little switchblades.
But yeah. Dude, I'll tell you what I'm planning after.
Dude,
we're
and
done here.
if you wanted, I mean, we could do a green green backdrop at your place too. Because if we do, I'm just saying if we do it there, I mean, then I can put effects afterwards.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you can't do that here?
Oh, we can do it here.
Technically, your blue wall is good to go.
Well, yeah, I just got to get better lighting, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Studio A has great lighting. Natural lighting.
really
Great
good natural lighting.
Too much lighting.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So let me know when you're ready.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, dude, I already started going on the hunt for these things.
Okay, I'll start doing that too.
Yeah.
Was this something you guys talked about like prior to last night? Because all of a sudden you guys were talking about this.
Well,
we brought it up a couple
We
weeks.
brought
We
it
brought it up a
up
couple
a few
weeks ago,
times.
doing this particular
Just-
thing.
I don't think you just took it seriously.
Yeah. I don't.
In relation.
Here we go.
I gotta bleep that.
Now you gotta make a time mark. You gotta bleep that.
Look at him take care of this.
But yeah, man, we brought it up a couple weeks ago doing it, and that was the whole idea. Like when we didn't get to do the podcast the weekend of my son's birthday, immediately because of the things involved, Rick got the idea of we should do this.
I feel like I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't.
Because you don't listen to us.
I do, but maybe I wasn't around you guys when you were talking.
No, you were.
I think you just wanted.
No,
I think you just wanted.
it was in the subsequent week when we came here.
I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Now that I know you really want to go
Oh,
all in
fuck
on
yeah.
it, I'm going all in.
Yeah. This is gonna be dope. I got you already.
Yeah.
And look, if you do want to be in it, Alexis can be in it.
Yeah.
I've been on the video thing
And,
before.
and
It's
you
not
too.
bad.
Me and Alexis are coming up with great ideas for you too, so I'll run those by you
Okay.
after. But yeah, man, it was fucking an hour about nothing, but
So you can still
really
come
good
anyways.
nothing. Yeah. This
So yeah, look how the snowball.
it's like
An hour and
almost
11
4 o'clock
minutes.
now. It's literally almost 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. We're just talking now, so there's no format here. Like I said, we threw it out the window. I don't know if
yeah.
you want to transition into
I
something
had
else.
something else, but we just got so deep in that conversation, it's completely gone.
Do you have
Completely
anything
gone.
else movie wise or no?
I can't think of anything right
Well,
now.
you have game stuff.
Real quick, TV stuff. I know this isn't TV's now on, and Rick doesn't like
That's fine.
when we talk about TV stuff.
No, we can talk about TV news.
No, it's not TV news.
Oh, it's not
It's
review?
something I watched that is fucking amazing, and I told you about it, and you need to watch it, and you do too. Actually, it's on Disney
Ooh,
XD.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And so keep in mind, this is about a product I appreciate for what it is, but I'm not all gung ho about it. But Star Wars Rebels on Disney XD is fucking dope, dude. It is so good. It is so good.
Who does the voice on that? Doesn't
I
someone?
know Freddie Prinze Jr. does the voice.
Okay.
It's so good, man. It's one of the best cartoons I've seen since we were kids.
I haven't heard really too much about it.
It's
I saw
amazing.
a review of one person. I don't remember who it was, but they looked at that. They didn't think it was that great.
It's really, I got sucked into it.
And then, yeah, I want to see it.
It's really freaking
if you're
good.
back in it
man.
like that.
It's really good. It makes me want to go back and watch the.
Is this
Star
connected
Wars
to
movies.
the other, the Clone Wars movies?
That I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. So
did Phil standalone? Like you were able to watch the first episode and be okay? Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll watch it.
I mean, from what it looks like, there's little subtle nods to things from the like extended universe and whatnot. But it makes me want to go back and watch 4, 5, and 6 again to see those again.
There is something else I want to talk about too, but keep going if you still.
Well, no, I want to make sure you know, and I say it here. That way, if you have to go,
that's great.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's really, really good, and you should watch it too, Bryce.
Because I've been watching something with Bryce. Well, Bryce already saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to watch it because it's been on my radar. Because Bryce actually mentioned on the podcast, and that's
years ago already.
Yeah, Video Game High School.
Oh yeah.
And this is I figured it out
over on that food truck night.
Yeah,
and the Raging Cajun. I've told you.
Oh, the Raging Cajun.
You were there when we first had that truck. Like when you invited us to go to that art thing.
Yeah.
That truck was there, and I didn't get stuff off it, but they had us sample the bisque, and I think my girlfriend got something off, well maybe, and it's a chicken and sausage corn bisque, and I don't remember how. Like I think we said this is fucking amazing, and now that whenever that truck's close, I get it because that's honestly on my top 5 of some of the best things I've ever, like flavor-wise, one of the best things I've ever eaten because it's fucking incredible. There's rice in it, there's chicken inside, and it's not chintzy. It comes in, it's thick and it's hearty and it's delicious.
Good.
And so I always told him, like, dude, if you ever eat meat again, you have to try this because the flavor alone, it's one of these things that's incredible. I had Bryant try it, he liked it. And so it was there, and when that was done, I'm like, let's turn something on while we're eating, and somehow it ended up being
Video Game High School.
Which I forgot about and I still haven't watched.
It's really good. I like it a lot. It reminds me of like maybe like a Nickelodeon show almost. You know,
like a good Nickelodeon shows? Because Nickelodeon is fucking hurting right now. They have nothing good on Nickelodeon right now.
Then I would say Disney. Like,
well, no. But
I mean,
Nickelodeon did at one point. But yeah, I understand.
It's like a nice.
You're right on Nickelodeon. Man.
Yeah, it's more Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I knew what vibe you're talking about. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's really good. If it almost feels like something that would come on like after school started, or after school, and then like you want to rush home and go watch it because it's that good.
Yeah, I need to check it. That's on Netflix though, right?
It is on Netflix.
I have to check it out.
I just finished its first season. It's amazing. I like it a lot. I can't wait to start watching the next one.
See, when I watched it, when it was originally on there, it was on there like a movie. It wasn't on there in separate episodes. I think it was always intended, but the way Netflix had it on there at first was that
because it was a web series, right?
Then they had it up there as a movie, and then I watched it, I think, before season 2 was about done. Season 2 was happening, and I'm like, oh, cool. And I watched that on the internet because that was my Netflix shit. Now both seasons are on there on Netflix as seasons and as episodes.
That's the Freddie Wong show.
Freddie Wong, yeah.
I just think it's crazy that dude started by making a goddamn Guitar Hero video in a fucking pizza outfit. I think that was it. No, he did the dirt bike one. The dirt bike one. Yeah.
He was a dirt bike one?
Yes.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, that's Freddie Wong, man.
Huh.
That's how he got notoriety on the internet. That's how he started making Guitar Hero videos.
I think Rick can show Wong.
I think so too, but
I didn't think you're wrong. Right. I just didn't know that.
You didn't get it?
Yeah, I did get it.
Okay. Yeah. Good stuff, man. And then he did like this really cool. You remember the that short that they did on Film Riot, the Army one with the Army tank and stuff like that? Freddie Wong did one like that before I saw the Film Riot one.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good show. You should watch it. It made me want to play video games even more.
Yeah.
It was that good.
Nice.
And it was interesting and an original concept, I would say.
It's pretty cool. I'm excited to watch it.
It pokes fun at itself. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't take itself seriously.
It knows it's corny.
It knows, yeah.
Good. So it's like California Dreams, but in on the joke.
Yeah,
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it.
Because the California Dreams was so melodramatic, man, sometimes.
It was.
It's because you have surf dude's attitude.
But I always felt like Saved by the Bell, even from the beginning, even from like the early episodes in that first season when they were still in junior high, it always felt like they were in... They did deal with some more serious stuff in the early episodes, and it was less corny. But it always felt like they were in on the corniness.
Trying to touch his crotch.
Yeah. You put it right on my dick. So yeah, I always thought California Dreams was just like so fucking teen melodrama. I was like, I like it still, but man,
I can see that.
Man.
You'll like this. It's
Okay.
great.
Cool.
I didn't know you sent that to me, by the way, that YouTube video of every one of their songs. I didn't know they had that many fucking songs. That video was like 2 hours long. That's a lot of songs. I'm not listening to this. Like,
and then 2 hours later, he's like, "Oh God, I just listened to this."
I don't know. Did you?
I didn't expect him to listen to it.
Did you
all.
know every one of them?
I haven't listened to all of it,
There's
but I know that
there's no way every one of those were featured in the show.
Why not?
Because I feel like they only had like 5 or 6 that were in like a rotation that we knew about.
they had a lot. Well, maybe they're bigger hits, but I know they played a song.
But every episode, there was like
maybe
a
there
verse.
was even 2.
Every episode at the end, there was always a verse and a chorus to a different song. And yeah, they always had the ones that they cycled through, whether it's like in between scenes and stuff like that. But they had a verse and a chorus at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
The show was fucking lame, but man, I love it.
I love that show.
I love that show.
Good show.
It's one of those things where I'm afraid to go back and watch, you know, because I'm afraid that I'm gonna hate it.
I don't think I'd have a problem.
See, I brought this up.
My kind of humor.
I brought this up before, but I felt that way about Reboot, and then I went back against better advice and watched Reboot again, and man, that show's terrible.
I just like when the credits would roll on California Dreams, they'd play an instrumental version and maybe slightly sped up of the opening theme song. It used to just make me happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just one of those things.
You know, one of the ending instrumentals that I really like is God, this is embarrassing. But the end, every time the OC ended, I like their like, ending like instrumental song.
Favorite ending theme song credits? Baywatch.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That song is
I don't
fucking...
remember that.
The intro...
sing it for you right now.
The intro is good. The
I like
intro
it.
is
The
good.
intro is great. Yeah.
But
it's awesome.
dude, I used to get
Exactly.
so pumped because that was on Monday nights,
Yeah.
right before Raw.
Yeah.
And I would watch Baywatch.
You just get me excited
and right
for
into
wrestling.
Raw.
You want to know what
Yeah.
else? Because you know what would also show up usually on Monday nights, but really either really early, like 3 or 4 in the morning, or not. And I'm not one-upping you. I'm going to go there right there with you because I also like their opening song and their credit song, but Thunder in Paradise.
I love Thunder in Paradise, but I hate Thunder in Paradise.
I fucking love it.
So you need to go like
And their songs.
They did a fucking goddamn it Laserdisc 3DO on Giant Bomb. They had a 3DO stream and they played the Thunder in Paradise 3DO game. It's fucking terrible.
That's awesome.
But I remembered the episode, and I even remembered because they took an episode and made a game out of an episode.
That's cool.
And I remembered the fucking dialogue from the episode, and I was like, "Why do I remember this? God
I
damn!"
like Thunder in Paradise a lot.
Like, and I know it wasn't that long ago, but we were in the car the other day, and an Eminem song came on, and just for my own wondering mind, I was kind of either mouthing and or really low singing the lyrics to this song, and I remembered every single word to that fucking song. And it's not like it was the radio hit off of that album, but I remember being in high school and being the first person I knew that knew all the lyrics to that song because nobody could figure it out because it was so fast at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just weird the things your mind retains. Thunder in Paradise is pretty dope. Baywatch Nights.
Yeah,
I watched that.
Worst theme song
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Awesome show.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
I hated the song.
Yeah.
You remember, but Thunder in Paradise had the same. It had a different opening and ending. And
Yeah.
I really like the Thunder in Paradise song.
Yeah.
It was good. Made
Me too.
happy.
It's very Rasta almost at the beginning.
but
A little,
different.
little reggae-ish.
It was like a reggae-ish, like a hint of it with Baywatch thrown in.
Yeah.
Because
It was the
fucking company.
it was the
wasn't
Baywatch theme with steel drums. That's all it was. Yeah, it's basically like the Baywatch theme with steel drums. Are you looking it
As
up?
long as we're doing
Yeah.
this, you got to do that and the
The closing credits.
I
Yeah,
wanna-
closing credits to Baywatch too.
He's got that.
I got that.
Okay,
You
okay.
got to do that for Thunder in Paradise also at some point.
Yeah, man. I loved when the TV shows had different theme songs for intros and outros.
Yeah.
You know?
It's good stuff.
It's funny. It's so lacking right now.
What?
Good intros and outros.
Oh, 'cause
Oh,
they don't-
TV shows
they're
don't
trying
have
to get
intros
rid of them.
original.
Yeah, they're trying to
Yeah.
get rid of them.
It bums me out.
Like, Walking Dead has one.
Yeah.
Like, they do have one.
Yeah. Which
They
the
what?
wife fast forwards through every week because she just wants to get to the action.
Oh, I actually like watching it. I feel like it's.
I like the beginning of Walking Dead or the intro music, but they stopped underlaying it through the like the ending of the scene. Like remember, I don't know if you remember.
Did they used to do that?
Yeah, like right when the scene's about to end, and you start hearing it just get bigger
Yeah.
and bigger.
You know which one's really good too, and you're gonna say, oh, of course. But the Breaking Bad song is good, and when they start off that show, it's really a brief. Don't make a face. It's really.
I didn't make a face.
It looked like you were trying to hold back.
I was looking over here to see Rick's reaction to my non-reaction.
He likes the show too, but
I wanted to see his reaction to my non-reaction.
As you know, when you watch it, the actual opening is abbreviated, so you don't get the whole song.
Yeah.
It's just a really
I've heard the whole song,
but the whole song's fucking awesome, isn't it?
I feel that way about Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Fucking love
and
that
then
song.
and then occasionally, like later on, I realized it's later on in the show that they start using more of the song in the show, and it's like, what is that? Because I'm like, is that a remix? I'm like, no, that's just the rest of the fucking song.
I noticed that too.
There's like half of a season of Sons of Anarchy where they go to Ireland. And they changed the theme song.
Oh, well, you know who the king of that is, though, right?
Oh.
Who's the king of changing the theme song based on the theme of the show?
Fuck.
I know.
One word.
I know.
USA Network show. I gave it away completely.
Yeah, you totally gave it
Yeah. I haven't watched a lot of Psych still. I've seen shows here and there, and I've seen a lot of the first season.
Men.
Do they really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Like, well, it's not actually. Is it actually them? I don't remember. It was them. But like they do a Christmas episode or a Halloween episode, and it's still the same theme song, but it's like
Very
it's
Christmas.
changed.
That's awesome.
It's fucking awesome. They are the kings of that.
I'll have to pull some of those up too.
I would always get pissed off when they would do the abbreviated opening of that.
Oh,
show.
me too. You know,
the whole song is the best.
It's the only show that I would watch the entire theme song for. I don't fast forward it.
I don't fast forward through that.
I don't.
I don't fast forward through Walking Dead though either.
I
don't do it either.
I mean, the way TV shows are done now, you have like 10 minutes before you get your intro credits. Like, I was cracking up because I was watching some of season 6 of Sons of Anarchy the other night, and I think it's episode 8. You literally go 17 fucking minutes before that theme song starts, and then it comes back into the show. 17 minutes.
Fucking crazy.
Like, instead of a commercial break, it goes to the opening credits. Like, yeah, I love that show. Fucking love that show. And that theme song is great.
Psych is such a throwback, man. Like Psych would have fit right in with Pacific Blue and even Baywatch. Like, it's different, but I mean, it's that kind of a show.
Yeah.
It's one of those USA shows. USA has a type of show.
Yeah, they
Pacific
definitely
Blue
do.
Soaps.
I never liked that show. I never liked that show. You know what show I did like, though? The Weird Science TV show.
Wait. I didn't like Soap Stockings for like, this is a well-written show. I like Soap Stockings because I'm 9 years old and I'm seeing some TNA.
I don't know. I guess I would rather watch Baywatch.
love it, dude.
I'd rather watch Baywatch.
No, but I had to get a little bit of both. I always loved like the time. Oh, it just keeps recording after. I'm like, oh fuck, look at this. Is she gonna take shit off? And then the theme song. Do you remember the theme song to Silk Stockings?
Yeah.
Do you remember the theme song to Silk Stockings?
It's pretty good.
That's gotta go next.
It's pretty good.
It's fucking epic.
All right.
Daniel Herman might also fuck to that. He might create love to that song.
Create love. Yes, he doesn't fuck Bryce. Okay. Yeah, man. Like shit, man. We're on TV show theme songs now, and I know we did an episode about this way back when, and I don't remember if I put this on there. I'm pretty sure I did, but the Highlander TV show theme song.
Oh.
And it's not. It's just it's a Queen song, so it's not really fair.
Silk Stockings?
Princess of the Universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Princess of the Universe.
There was a point like. Because I knew I wanted to be a professional wrestler since I was a little kid.
I already know.
But there was a point when I was growing up where it's like, that's the entrance music I'm using whenever I become a professional wrestler. It's Princess of the Universe by Queen. But the Highlander edit of it, because it takes like 5 minutes to get to that amazing part of that song. But yeah, man, that's fuck. Between that and Knight Rider, there's no better TV show theme songs.
Mm-hmm. Perfect Strangers.
Another good one.
Perfect Strangers theme song.
That was I think that was number 1 on your list when we
did
that
was number
show.
1 on his list.
What? Oh, we did that.
Yeah.
We did that list, huh?
Yeah.
The intros, we should do number 1 outros.
Hold on. You know what?
Can we see those lists? Because I feel like...
Yeah, I think it's episode 5.
You don't have to do it right now.
I think it's episode 5.
I don't think it's that early.
Because we did top 5. We did the high fidelity riff.
Oops.
I really think it's episode 5.
Because I want to know how I fleshed that list out. Didn't we keep it to like sitcoms though?
We did sitcoms, and we did video game theme songs, and then we did video game characters.
So it was strictly 6. So we wouldn't have been like Baywatch, Silk Stockings.
Well, we might have. I don't think we kept it to sitcoms. I think it was just TV shows. I really do think it was episode 5, dude. Because you intercut high fidelity sound clips into it, if I'm not mistaken. because it was the top five records thing.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Because it's 4
Yeah, I
o'clock.
gotta shower too.
So yeah, video game wise, do you want to talk about? You played some Mario Kart.
Mario Kart DLC is
Oh,
awesome. I didn't get a lot. I didn't dive into it like a ton, but I played each track. It's fucking awesome. I like it. We'll talk about it more next week.
Okay. Talk about that this week.
All right, so you can go to our website, someshitwelike.com, and then we have a Twitter as well, @someshitwelike. Email someshitwelike@gmail.com. And on that note, until next time,
Fuck you, Bryce!